Welcome back to SnapComms. Once again, we're having a discussion with Honorable Mark Vanterpool to talk about the recovery efforts under the Ministry of Communications and Works. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
Honorable Vanterpool, talk about electricity and the future plans for the cables and possibly running them underground.
Yes, as you know, we got a pretty hard hit with Hurricane Omar on the electricity end. We're pleased that we have, the corporation have done an excellent job so far in recovering. We hope that in the next two months or so, we are almost fully recovered from that. In the middle of the reconstruction of electricity, we are working on a plan to bury as many of the mainline cables underground, mostly on the roadside. And as we are building roads, we're going to provide for that. So, for example, I think it's yesterday or today, we are putting a concrete road by Fine Foods coming down. We are putting in a sleeve, what we call a sleeve, to allow the electricity to run the new cables on the ground there. When we do the entire road down to Brandywine Bay, we're going to do a similar thing. Okay. And over the next, it's going to take a while because burying cables under the ground like that takes a while.
Right.
So hopefully we can survive the next hurricane season, and we'll continue to build the resiliency cables in. We'll do that along the main road on the southern coast from Beef Island to West End, and then we can do a similar thing over the ridge, and then a similar thing on the north side of the island, so that you get the main cables on the ground. And that takes some time, takes some money, and we trying to provide those funds to make that happen.
Okay, so the plan for right now is that as you go along with repairing, doing road works, you're going to try to also put in the sleeves at the same time.
Yes, we have to dig a trench 3 feet deep and allow put in sleeves so that when electricity comes, they can just run their wires underneath. And eventually, hopefully, we can get rid of the overland cables. We won't get rid of all,
right,
but we're trying to work on the main ones, especially so that after a storm, if the same thing happens again, you can recover, not right away, but you can recover in a month or two rather than 6 months.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the hot topic of the internet. Talk to us a little bit about the plans for us having better internet capability and speeds.
I wish I could tell you about plans, Natalie, but I'm very disappointed in what is happening with internet. We've been talking for a long time now, many years, with the internet providers. And we were hoping that by now they could have been a lot further on in the investments to give us faster speeds and more reliable internet. Unfortunately, that is not happening. So we are discussing further with them, but I've also made it clear that if we have to open up the market to other internet providers, we will do so. In fact, since I've said that, I've had at least 2 other internet providers contact me. I will be having meetings with them. But effectively, we will be putting forward proposals from a policy standpoint for the government to look at that. Because the TRC regulates, but the government is to put forward policies and look at the legislation. If we have to change the legislation to allow more competition, we will, if the present providers don't step up to the plate.
Okay, so there's still hope.
I am affected badly. Everybody person in the country is affected. The businesses that we have in the territory are affected very badly. Financial services business is heavily dependent on internet speeds and internet reliability, and it's not happening. So we want to take some steps. I think we've talked enough now, so hopefully we can take some steps forward.
All right, thank you for these updates in the ministry, and hopefully you'll join us again on SnapComms.
I'm happy to do so anytime.
Great. All right. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Natalie Hodge signing off. Be sure to tune in for your daily feed of SnapComms, where we bring you news in a snap.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Twitter, and Facebook at BVI Government and Instagram at GIS BVI.
SnapComms is brought to you by the Disaster Recovery Coordinating Committee, Government of the Virgin Islands.